Welcome back to West Texas View.
Welcome back to the West Texas View. I'm Johnny Lou Avery, and Stephanie Rivas is here from the Wagner Noel Performing Arts Center. And just before the break, we were talking about the paver program.
Yes, ma'am.
And I've been involved in several organizations that use the brick paver project. And that means more as you get further down the years. And now I know that we've gone back to some of those organizations and said, look, we bought this for our family. And
it is a great memento. It's a great way to honor someone in your family. If you just love the arts, it's a, 10, like you said, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, you're going to be able to take your children and your family members and say, I was a part of this.
Or look, grandmother
facility.
was a
yes,
early supporter of the
early supporter of the
and so
Wagner
it's really a gift of a lifetime.
It is a gift
what
of a
it amounts to.
And it is, we were talking about the levels of giving, 1,000, 2,500, or 5,000, and just we always want people to feel good about what they're doing, and it is going to support the future of that facility. I think there is a little bit of a perception that because we have all these great acts coming in and they're all selling out, and there's all this, that the building is making a lot of money on its own, but it really is. It's a little bit of smoke and mirrors, because all of that money, obviously, there's a portion that's paid to the talent. There's a portion that goes to the promoter and the management. So the building actually is a very small
piece
of
rental
the pie.
income.
Yes,
what
it's
they
the
get.
rental, exactly. It is the rental of that facility. And so we always say, we pay our bills, and that's our goal, is to pay our bills and to be able to keep the building in the best shape possible for our future, so that building can still be standing and still be providing
you need to think of the Center for the Performing Arts as a building that attracts all of these fine arts.
Absolutely.
That wouldn't come here if it were not for the building. So our funding keeps up that building to make them keep
make it
coming.
an attraction to our
and to
area.
give them the kind of acoustics and lighting that they want to come here.
Absolutely. It is, we talk about how acoustically superior our facility is, but it truly is. We have also rented the building to the high schools for their solo and ensemble orchestra competitions and band competitions. And the reason that I love that so much is I grew up in, band competitions and choir competitions, and I always performed in high school auditoriums and high school cafeterias and wherever those small spaces were. And so when these kids are able to walk onto a stage of a performing arts center of this magnitude, a professional stage, our hope is that it will elevate those students, that passion and that dream of music or performance really comes to fruition at that moment, and that really helps propel their dreams to that next level. When you see those little Midland Festival ballet ballerinas in their tiny little tutus on this magnificent stage, it's just great to think that little ballerina may go home that night and that solidifies.
Say, this is how it
dream.
is in
Absolutely.
Broadway.
That I can do this, that I believe in myself enough to be able to do this. So it really is just a jewel, and just such a great blessing to have in this community.
Yeah. Well, I want us to talk a little bit about the upcoming programs, not just in the next few weeks, but
Let's look about a month ahead here. We have some good things coming up for you. March is going to be a pretty busy month for us. So we have a great show called Country Gold coming up on March 15th. So if you love classic country, these are folks that have graced the Grand Ole Opry stage. We have Jim Ed Brown, Leroy Van Dyke, T.G. Shepherd, Helen Cornelius, and Jimmy Fortune. Those 5 artists are doing one show. So they will each perform individually, and then they will come together and do a performance at the end together. So an amazing show, and it is at a very affordable ticket price. I will say that I think the median ticket price is about $45 to $50 for that show.
Well, but before we get to that, though, tell me what is the Back on Broadway?
Back on Broadway.
Because that's coming up real soon.
That one is coming up real soon. Back on Broadway is, let's see, that's the 13th. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Back on Broadway is a Broadway review. So we talked a little bit about Live on Stage, which is a nonprofit organization here locally. Live on Stage brings 6 performances a year, and they do it at a very inexpensive price. So tickets for that show will be about $30. But you can buy the season. So if you wanted to buy next season's Live on Stage ticket, it'll cost you about $65, and you get all 6 shows. So it's a great introduction to the types of performances that they bring. And that is a Broadway review, so it's going to have a little bit of everything. You know, if you love Broadway music, that's going to give you a good taste of just the Broadway stage.
Yeah, and then the Scottish Fair.
The Scottish Fair.
No, that's at Horseshoe.
Yeah, that's at Horseshoe
Arena.
Because this was off of the. We are on the Midland. If you go to the Midland CBB site,
because that's
our
where
listing
I've
is
been
there
keeping
too.
up with you.
But we also have Bring It On the Musical, which is a national touring production. It is based on the TV show. Many of you know the movie Bring It On. It's more of a cheerleading theme. So if you have those teen and preteens that love the cheerleading, it's a great musical, and so it'll be a lot of fun. Trisha Yearwood is going to be here on March 29th.
Oh,
so,
gosh.
you know, of course, now the big talk is, well, is Garth Brooks coming with her? No.
No.
But Trisha will be fabulous. Trisha
She
will be
will.
fabulous.
She will.
And she is March 29th. And then we just recently announced Cesar Millan, who is from the Discovery Channel show, The Dog Whisperer. That's how he is known, as the Dog Whisperer, but he is going to be with us. He does a great show on his own, still focusing on your pets and your life and bringing joy into your life through your pets. And he's got a great show coming up on March 30th. So that just went on sale.
And who's sponsoring that?
That is a promoter.
Oh, okay.
His management, his promoter reached out to us, and they are coming in on their own. So,
do you remember how much those tickets are?
those, I believe, are about the same. I want to say that we do have a little bit more of an expensive VIP ticket for that one. Those are usually pretty limited, but the average price for that one is going to be about $50.
Okay.
Yeah. And that is going to be
But that's a
the
real
majority of the show.
variety
That
just
is
coming up.
Absolutely. You have some classic country, some new country, and then you have, you know, Cesar Millan. So yeah, so lots of variety.
And the Broadway.
There. And the Broadway. That's right. That's right.
And but some of the other things that are probably things that we need to talk about are all the things for the kids. But we're going to have to take a break right now. We're going to come back in just a minute and continue finish this conversation for today. See you in just a minute.
Stay tuned. West Texas View will be right back.
We can talk about the kid program.